Elon Musk, help! Putin's coming for me. The wealthiest man in the world, Elon Musk, has had a busy year, and it appears he still has a few more surprises in store before the year ends. He has been quite a newsmaker this year, with buying Twitter and then firing a number of employees and inviting Russian President Putin for single combat over the Ukraine issue. Is there something going on? Is Putin behind Elon? Let's take a look into this matter. When it comes to the selling of rockets, Russia is currently engaged in a conflict with Ukraine, and the richest man in the world is engaged in a conflict with Russia. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, took to Twitter on Thursday to launch verbal missiles at the head of Russia's space agency, less than 24 hours after Russia announced it would stop supplying the United States with rocket engines. Musk tweeted the phrase American broomsticks along with a video of a recent launch by SpaceX and a screenshot of comments made by the head of the state space agency. These comments suggested that the United States could not travel to space without the assistance of Russian engines, and the video accompanied Musk's tweet. Under these circumstances, we were unable to provide the United States with the most advanced rocket engines in the world. Dmitry Rogozin made these comments while appearing on Russian state television. Let them fly on something else. They're broomsticks. I don't know what, he remarked. Elon Musk gave the impression that he was joking when he suggested that he could die under unexplained circumstances in response to a statement that he claimed Roscosmos space chief Dmitry Rogozin made to Russian state media. The Russian space chief seemed to be taking aim at the CEO of SpaceX in the statement that Musk stated was made by Rogozin. According to a translation of the comments posted by Musk, Rogozin is quoted as saying that the internet terminals of Elon Musk's Starlink satellite company were delivered to the militants of the Nazi Azov battalion and the Ukrainian Marines in Mariupol by military helicopters. Rogozin's comments were cited in those comments by Musk. As a result, Elon Musk is complicit in the distribution of military communication technology to Nazi forces operating in Ukraine. And for this, Elon, you will be held accountable as an adult. Regardless of how much of a fool you act, you will be held accountable. Later, Rogozin sent a number of comments in the tweets that Musk had sent out, one of which was in reaction to Musk's message concerning what would happen if he died under unexplained circumstances. According to the translation provided for that private tweet, Rogozin tweeted, "Nobody needs you. Stop making a fool of yourself." Heating up. The Twitter exchange was only the most recent of numerous public disagreements that have been taking place between the two men. When it comes to the delivery of rockets, SpaceX and Roscosmos have a history of competing against one another, but since Russia began its invasion of Ukraine, poor ties between SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and the head of Russia's space agency Roscosmos have been heating up. In March, shortly after Elon Musk had challenged Russian President Vladimir Putin to single combat, Rogozin made fun of Musk by using a quote from a fairy tale written by Alexander Pushkin in the 17th century. Pushkin was a Russian poet who was known for concealing political messages in his stories and who was exiled from the country as a result of the themes in his writing. According to the translation provided by Insider, Roscosmos chief Dmitry Rogozin tweeted at Musk, who is 50 years old, "You, little demon, are still young. You cannot compete with me. Doing so would be a waste of your time. Get ahead of my other sibling first." Musk had responded to Rogozin's tweet with a string of jokes at the time. He suggested to Rogozin that they start a book club and cited The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky as his source of inspiration. According to another translation of Musk's tweet, which was derived from a piece that made reference to a lady, he said, "A fool with a heart and no mind is just as unfortunate a fool as a fool with a mind without a heart." Musk also paired himself and Putin against one another in a fight for a pay-per-view event. "Elon, get off the toilet so we can have a conversation," according to a translation of the tweet. Rogozin's response consisted of a screenshot of one of Musk's tweets from the previous year. "Come and spend some time with my family," Elon Musk added. A little over a year ago, Rogozin declared that he was a big supporter of Musk and the company SpaceX. The head of Russian space exploration extended an invitation to Elon Musk in September, stating that he wanted Musk to be a guest of his family and that he had already set the tea kettle on heat. According to Rogozin, Mr. Elon Musk realizes many of the ideas and thoughts that we wanted to realize but did not get to realize because, after the breakup of the Soviet Union, our space program halted for some time. Because he's an innovator who's not afraid to take risks, we appreciate him both as an organizer of the space business and as an inventor. When asked about it at the time, Rogozin stated that he had seen Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson launch themselves into space and wished that Russian oligarchs would do the same. He extended an invitation to Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson to attend a launch of a Roscosmos spacecraft in Kazakhstan. According to CNN, Rogozin was quoted as saying that Russia's wealthy individuals would rather put their money into yachts than spaceships. "I admire what your people are doing, those who spend their own money on things important for overall society," he added. Rogozin has speculated in the past that regarding whether or not SpaceX is more resilient than Roscosmos. In 2020, he posted images on Twitter showing specialists from Roscosmos rescuing a piece of a Soyuz rocket when it was snowing outside. And according to a translation provided by CNN, Rogozin stated this is not Boca Chica, in reference to the town where SpaceX conducts rocket testing. "Winter in Yakutia looks like this. I'm curious to know if the kind folks at SpaceX are able to operate in such harsh environments." SpaceX has been hard at work for a long time trying to reduce transportation prices to the International Space Station and fulfill the requirement for Russian propulsion techniques there. As of 2020, NASA was no longer totally dependent on Russian Soyuz rockets, and Roscosmos lost billions of dollars in revenue as a result. This occurred because SpaceX successfully launched NASA astronauts from the land of the United States for the first time in almost a decade. In March, Rogozin stated that Russia would no longer supply rocket engines to the U.S. as a result of sanctions imposed by President Joe Biden in response to the conflict in Ukraine. He also stated that the U.S. could travel to space using broomsticks. In March, the head of the space agency threatened to terminate Russia's financial support for the International Space Station and send it crashing to Earth. These remarks are reminiscent of a statement made by the head of the space agency in 2014, in which he said the United States could transfer astronauts to the ISS by means of a trampoline. Musk has always tried to frame SpaceX as an alternate answer, whether he was offering Starlink to individuals in Ukraine or stating that SpaceX was America's broomstick or trampoline. Regardless of the circumstance, he's always used this approach. And the Russian space agency Roscosmos and the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, have both confirmed that their collaboration would continue, notwithstanding Rogozin's statements made online. Elon Musk apparently has some enemies in high places in the Russian government. Tesla's co-founder addressed his 91.6 million Twitter followers on Sunday night. "If I die under unexplained circumstances, it's been nice knowing ya," after alleging he had been threatened by a high Russian official over SpaceX's use of its Starlink satellites to offer internet in Ukraine. So, let us know. What do you think about this? Will Elon Musk succeed in expanding the aerospace industry in Russia, or will his plan fail? Let us know yes or no in the comment section below.